Let me now call on Yinglan, who's been an observer of all these trends for many, many years, to give his views. Please, Yinglan.
Hi, I'm Yinglan. Just a quick intro of myself. I run Insignia Ventures Partners, which is an early stage Southeast Asia focused technology venture fund. We manage roughly approximately $500 million Sing dollars, and we've been investing actively in the region, primarily Indonesia, Vietnam, Singapore, across various technology sectors, fintech. I think my first point is that I think this crisis, we always say that the crisis has familiar shapes. It gets very bad, then it improves, and it does not repeat, but it rhymes. So we see some semblance of what is happening now between what is happening in 2008. There are some similarities, of course, some jarring differences. And we serve on the boards of many technology companies. And I think it's in these times of crisis that we see, it's a time for leadership. We see leaders emerge, we see leaders disappear. There's no fixed playbook for our portfolio CEOs. But we always advise them that, hey, you should keep a microscope on one eye and a telescope in the other, and try not to get a headache, because you have to be focused both on the short term and also long term, right? So, and I think one of the things we've been telling them is, hey, not only is net revenue and profit, which I'm sure Xingwei is very familiar with. She does the real job. We just theorize and advise. It's not only about profit, net revenue, but it's also about cash flow, and that's really the lifeblood of some of these companies that we're serving on the board of. And I think there are some interesting trends that we see as we observe the trend. I think one is that the spending on entertainment has skyrocketed, right? So Netflix, for example, they gained 2.3 million of subscribers in Q1 alone. People are consuming more content. There's more spending on entertainment online. Surprisingly, there's also spending a lot of spending on home improvement and home electronics as people are staying at home. So we actually, these trends may have a sandbox effect where it's trapped at a new high post people going back to work. As I'm sure we are doing meetings over Zoom. Sometimes I wonder, hey, whether we will drastically change the way of doing business. Instead of flying to Indonesia for a work trip, maybe we can do this over Zoom in the future. So it has replaced a lot of trips that we think how we're going to do our business in the future. Online education is a big bright spot. Some of our portfolio companies are growing like 13 times in the past 3-4 months in the online education space. I have 3 kids, right? 2 of them, in the past few months have just been walking from their bedroom to the study room and taking classes. One of them took an exam recently with a tripod behind them, to make sure they're not cheating. It has always been sort of in measures like this in place, but I think this has really accelerated the pace at which this has been education has been or learning has been conducted. I think the virus is a great equalizer, right? I think dense city like Singapore, tend to feel this as bad as places like Africa, for example, where it is spread out, but I think we also have dense apartments. And I think on certain sectors that we are focusing on, I think, for example, fintech, right? I think lending will have to be based on the new risk curve in the new normal, right? I think gone are the days where you sort of have a fixed algorithm to lend. I think in some of the developing markets we've seen sort of the risk curves are thrown out the window. Anti-fraud will be of increased importance. Enterprise sales cycle will be getting longer and longer. I think that there will be shrinkage of liquidity. I think we will see new models of credit and credit scoring. And I think it's the funny thing we are seeing, some of our stock brokerage companies in Indonesia, they're seeing a lot of trading. Because I presume people have nothing to do, so they stay at home and trade stocks, and do wealth management. And we find that there's some surprising trends which we did not expect. So, for example, one of our companies, Igloo Home, right? They sell smart locks. So we see that a lot of hotels and property owners are buying smart locks for contactless access, which we did not expect. There's some sort of black swan impact that is positively affecting these companies. We have a company called Easy, which is a B2B marketplace. Their business soared, tripled, in the past 3 months because people are, buying more hand sanitizer and masks and gloves and all that. We see our companies like Caro, which is the used car marketplace business thriving as well, because hey, now no one to buy a new car. They want to save money, right? But they want to take Grab. Sometimes, maybe seeing different data. But people want to buy used car, and they spend more on repairing their cars instead of buying new cars. So we see which actually are second, third order ramification of COVID that we are starting to see. Yeah, but I think end of the day, I think this could be an interesting opportunity for us, because when you look at companies like Zoom, right? They're offering free video for primary school. Amazon is offering free books. I think a lot of the forward-looking companies like this, for example, actually Grab as well. I think they launched a nationwide delivery of this gourmet, Michelin gourmet dishes, which is, I think, for innovative companies that are sort of able to rethink new business models in the new normal. I think this could be a great opportunity to capture market share. But I'll stop at that, and then we can chat more later about new trends.
Thank you, Yinglan.